Okay, let's jump right into this explainer covering day 28 of the After the Hurt journey. Now, if you've been with us, you already know this process. It's heavy, it asks a whole lot of you. But today, we're making a massive, and I mean literally massive, shift in perspective. Our entire focus for this session is just celebrating your personal growth. We're going to break down this whole idea of celebration into real, everyday steps you can actually track in your own life. See, we usually expect emotional recovery to be this huge, cinematic event, right? We're looking for fireworks. We want that sudden lightning bolt of clarity, or some dramatic shift that everyone in the room can instantly spot. But the truth? The most profound shifts are incredibly quiet. When you're doing the gritty, internal work of bouncing back after a hurt, the loudest moments are almost always the painful ones. The healing? That slips in way, way more softly. Sometimes growth is just quiet. It doesn't walk in with a megaphone, and this silent arrival is exactly what we need to tune into and validate today. We've got to recalibrate our expectations here, because if we're only scanning the horizon for massive, loud leaps forward, we're going to completely miss the gentle, silent progress that's actually building the foundation for our long-term emotional health. So let's get out of the clouds and talk about what this actually looks like on a random Tuesday. Quiet growth, it's pausing before reacting. Just that split-second buffer where you don't let the anger take the wheel. It's noticing a trigger and having the self-awareness to go, whoa, okay, this is making me defensive. It's just taking a breath. It's resting. It's taking a beat to apologize, praying honestly rather than perfectly, reaching out and saying, hey, I need help, choosing a totally different response than your old habits would have dictated. Now, none of these are going to make the front page of the news, but make no mistake, they are absolute, monumental victories in your journey. The absolute key here is that we have to strip away any lingering shame you might feel about your progress being too slow or too small. Think about those actions we just went over. Deciding to take one deep breath instead of yelling. That might feel like a tiny drop in the bucket of your life, but small growth is still growth. In fact, it's the absolute non-negotiable building block for everything else. Before we go any further, let's just zoom out for a second and look at the heavy lifting you've already done over the past month. Doing a retrospective like this is such a game changer because, let's be real, when we're lost in the woods, we only see the bark on the trees right in front of our noses. We have to zoom out to realize how much ground we've actually covered. And honestly, the sheer scope of the internal work you've tackled is staggering. Over the last 4 weeks, you haven't just been passively coasting. You've been paying fierce attention. You've looked closely at your heart and your physical body. You've tracked your own toxic patterns and stared down old wounds. You've audited the words you use, observed how you show up for your kids, evaluated your village, and laser focused on your own hearing. Guys, that is a massive cognitive and emotional load. And I want to say this with as much empathy as I can muster. Recognizing all that accumulated effort truly matters. It validates your exhaustion. It validates your persistence. The time you spent paying attention to your heart and your wounds, it matters immensely, and it absolutely deserves to be recognized by you. Which brings us to your mission for today. Your action step is to write down exactly 3 things that have shifted inside of you. We're moving past general celebration into identifying specific, measurable data points from your own life. And why 3? Well, it pushes you to look past just one easy win, but it's not so huge that you freeze up trying to write some endless, exhaustive list. To dig up those 3 things, use these areas as kind of a diagnostic checklist. Just run your mind over them. Has the way you think about a past hurt evolved? Have your baseline feelings shifted on an average day? What about when you're stressed? How do you respond now? Have you gotten any better at setting boundaries or maybe just asking for help when you're in the weeds? I guarantee you your 3 shifts are hiding somewhere inside these categories. Perhaps your shift is simply a heightened awareness of your own emotions. Listen, being more aware does not mean you've perfectly fixed the entire problem, and that is 100% okay. Just recognizing that you're entering a space of self-awareness, that is absolutely a shift worth claiming as one of your 3 milestones. Or, hey, maybe you're realizing that you're just a little slower to react when things hit the fan. If you used to instantly snap back with defensiveness, and now there's just a 2-second buffer where you observe before you speak. That is a profound neurological shift. It's the literal definition of the quiet growth we're talking about today. And honestly, it is entirely possible that finally letting yourself rest is the exact growth you're experiencing. So often, trauma keeps our nervous systems totally redlined, making rest feel impossible or even lazy. If you are just learning how to stop, breathe, and actually let your body rest without a mountain of guilt, that is a huge indicator that you're healing. This growth also ripples outward. Maybe you're finding this newfound compassion for others, or reframing how you view kids, who, let's face it, often trigger our most reactive instincts. Or maybe, just maybe, you're finally embracing the hope that healing is actually attainable for you. Just believing that healing is possible is a game-changing, foundational shift. There's some serious historical and spiritual weight to this idea, captured perfectly in Zechariah 4:10. Do not despise these small beginnings. It's like human nature to roll our eyes at small progress, isn't it? We want the finished product yesterday. But we have got to respect the small beginnings, the quiet shifts, because they are literally the seeds of total transformation. As we start to wrap this up with a closing prayer, we're asking for the grace to truly see and respect the progress being built inside of us. The words matter here. Notice means paying attention, and honor means giving respect. We are being challenged to treat our own recovery with deep dignity and reverence. We pray to be taught how to actively celebrate these quiet milestones, because let's be honest, most of us don't naturally know how to do this. We have to be taught how to value small beginnings. We have to intentionally train our brains to find joy in every single step toward healing, no matter how tiny or insignificant it might feel in that exact moment. We conclude by making sure we don't take this internal work for granted, because when the healing isn't loud, it is so ridiculously easy to overlook it. It's so much easier to stare at the miles we still have left to walk, rather than honoring the quiet, steady, beautiful work that is happening right now, deep inside our hearts. So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought to kickstart your writing today. What growth do you need to celebrate? When you look back at the quiet shifts, the 4 weeks of grinding, the absolute power of small beginnings, what's your answer? Take the time today to nail down your 3 things. Honor your quiet progress. The real question is, are you ready to finally give yourself the credit you deserve?